Today we're going to go through 7 blind buy knives, meaning these are knives that if you like the look of them, you can just buy them. They are that good. I would say you don't even have to look at them. They are that good. And starting that list off is the Quiet Carry 9. Quiet Carry 9 absolutely knocks everything about having a high-end, or it's not even that high-end, but a premium folding knife out of the water. I mean, we have a well-done 20 CV steel. These are made in Taiwan. We have a contoured, slightly contoured, extremely comfortable. Everything around the edges is just knocked down and chamfered, like just in the most perfect way. Lock bar access is like the best I've ever experienced as far as comfortability goes. I mean, it's up there like with the best. Very ergonomic in the hand because this is rounded right there. It's very comfortable in the hand. Very slicey. I have sharpened this one, as you can see. It's definitely taken a really good edge and held it very, very well. Now these come in multiple different versions, including micro milled versions that look really good. Now another thing about this is the cutout for the lock bars on the inside, and the clip is probably the best milled pocket clip. No, it is. It's the best milled pocket clip I've ever experienced, and it's deep carry. So you have a deep carry milled titanium pocket clip that's so smooth in and out of the pocket. It makes all other, not all, but a lot of other titanium milled pocket clips just seem bad. And the action and detent, they did ceramic bearings on this one. Some of their models have washers, so some of them are not, you know, like false shut action like this. But this one has such a crispy detent with such a smooth action. But as far as use goes and just carry and, you know, everything to do with EDC, this thing is amazing. Next is the Protech Mordax. Now the Protech Mordax, USA made, baby. And this one is magnet cut, but we have S45 VN versions available right now. S45 is a great steel. So, you know, you can't go wrong with S45. I think S45 is a top-notch steel. I have done a bit of testing on it, not as much as I have on magnet cut, but this rocks an aluminum handle. I believe there's the honeycomb version and the plain option available right now. Check the links in the description because, you know, I don't know when you're watching this. It does have a deep carry clip that's inset with flat screws, and it is a button lock. And you know Protech's going to do a good job with their button lock because they are kind of the king of button locks when it comes to automatics. They are basically out the side, the leading knife company for out the side automatics, meaning you push a button and it flings out the side. Now, because, you know, they can do such a good job with their button locks, of course they're going to be able to do a manual one, right? You know, it makes it to where, you know, it's the same function. It's just one has a spring, one doesn't for the most part. But they do a really good job. The detent, the leverage from the flipper tab, and also, you know, this is, by the way, a Ferrum Forge design. So it's Ferrum Forge, which is also another great company. They aren't really making knives anymore, but they definitely design knives. And I've always loved their designs. Awesome knife, by the way. And then next, another USA made one, the Yojimbo, the Spyderco Yojimbo. Probably the best detent that I've experienced on any Spyderco has been the Yojimbos. I've tried many of them, and every single one of them, even my large one, my Yojimbo, has a great detent. You know, the PM2s come with an okay detent, but for some reason, man, the Yojimbos are just, it feels like a much more cleaner braking detent. Now, I know this is ugly, but there's an intention here. This is supposed to be basically a self-defense, sorry, I'm out of light, self-defense great EDC knife. So one, it's going to excel in EDC tasks, but it's also going to be something you can use for self-defense. And it originally comes from a fixed blade version, which was a self-defense knife. Now, this knife being a thin, super thin, hollow ground Wharncliffe blade, this is a slicer, and it has great ergonomics. That's one thing you can say about Spyderco. Spyderco's, they are made to use. Like everything, you might think they're ugly as all hell, but get one in hand and start using it. They are made to use. From the handle, from the ergonomics, the blade geometry, the heat treatment, these are users first and foremost. Then next comes appearance. So they definitely put that in the background, but like I said, very ergonomic, nice and sliced. You can easily push through materials. And then, you know, the way this handle's shaped, the pinch grip for utility cuts, like you can manipulate this so easily, you know, detailing work, you know, even down to, you know, that little spot right there for your thumb. It's all very much, intended for use, and this one, it just knocks it out of the park when it comes to actual use. You have a compression lock. Compression locks are known to be very, very strong. These are on washers, but you would think it was on bearings. I mean, it is super smooth. Mine is very solid, rock solid lockup, and I like the sound of it now that I've gotten it on titanium scales. These do come from Original Goat. I'm not sure there's any available right now. I'll link it down in the description. I do have a 15% discount code for Original Goat, but yeah, this thing's awesome. And like I said, great blind buy. If you look at it and you're looking for the style of knife I explained, a self-defense EDC knife, something that, because this thing is great for just basic EDC. You don't even have to want it for self-defense, but it's definitely great at both. You know, being a straight edge, when you slash with it, the pressure goes all the way out to the tip, which also helps you for slicing, because knives with bellies can slip out of the cut. A worn cliff like this will stay all the way into the cut, all the way out to the very tip. So, awesome knife. Can't recommend that one enough. Actually, to be honest, any Spyderco, almost any, not all, most of the most popular Spydercos are very good blind buys. Next, let's go for a little bit more budget. We've been doing a little bit more premium knives. Let's talk about some budget knives. So we got the CIVI Vision FG. I have thoroughly tested this knife. I actually tested multiple different versions of it. And this one took probably even more abuse than the premium version. It actually did, and held up. So I would recommend this. That doesn't happen very often, but where you recommend the budget version way over the premium version. And in this case, absolutely, hands down, I highly recommend the budget version, the Nitro V version. It has better action, better lockup, better everything, better clip. And Nitro V steel, a great steel. They do have a Damascus version as well, which I did test. If you want to go see that video, I do have a testing 3 of them back or side to side. Great video. The Nitro V definitely beat the Damascus in the edge retention test. The Damascus still did very well, but the Nitro V did phenomenal. So highly, highly recommend the Nitro V version, regardless of the handle materials you pick. There is a lot of aftermarket materials too that you can use or purchase. I'm not a big fan of the Ultim, but you know, I might replace it eventually. But this locking system is very, very solid. It works really well. I know people have shown some versions, some other companies' versions, you know, not taking good spine whack. Mine all took a good spine whack. Mine batoned lightly, very, very lightly. But when I did some heavy, heavy, heavy hits on concrete multiple times, the premium one and the Damascus one failed. This one, however, never failed. So, and that was like, and afterwards, let me be clear, afterwards, locked it right up and rock solid, every single one of them. I mean, like you would think I didn't do anything to them. So I think that that's a plus. Like the lock did not slip out easily, but when it did finally slip out, it didn't leave any damages and it allowed it to be a nice solid knife again. I would say it's a damn tough knife. Next, you know, maybe you want to go a little bit more budget friendly, just a little bit, right? So I'm going to recommend a couple really quick. The CIVI Cubit. Very, very thin. This is another one I've thoroughly tested. This is so slicey, so ergonomic. I mean, it's literally like one of the best companion knives, like just a knife that you can easily grab, pick up, take anywhere with you. Doesn't matter what you're wearing. You could be wearing shorts and hang it from your belt or from, you know, you know, your belt line, because it is so lightweight, being solid aluminum. This is from Rip's Garage. It's just a sticker, just so you know. I know it looks like micarta, so you can buy these for like 20 bucks. Otherwise, it was just solid red aluminum. Deep carry clip that's inset with flat screws and reversible. Button lock action. Knifeco does the best with manual button lock action. I would say even better than Protech, to be honest. They do an amazing job with their manual button lock action. And like I said, so lightweight, so slicey. This is something that one will cut for a long time, being 14C28N. You know, it's a mid-range steel, so it's not a premium steel, but it's a great steel, and it's made for geometry like this, where it's super thin and slicey. So this is going to hold an edge for even longer than you would see on maybe some other models. And then another thing is going to be easy to maintain, easy to hone, easy to sharpen, because it's thin behind the edge. The thinner behind the edge a knife is, the faster and easier it is to sharpen. So yeah, can't recommend the Cubit enough. Now, maybe you want something a little bit larger, right? And I'm going to give you one other one after this, but the Sencut Serene. This is also an aluminum knife, aluminum handle, a little bit more affordable and larger. D2 steel. So you're getting this, I forget how much money these things are. I think they're like around 40 bucks, 44 bucks or something. The Cubit's around 65. So you're getting the solid aluminum handles here, very slicey blade, great drop point, very ergonomic. Maybe you like a little bit of a larger knife. This is a great blind buy. I've had multiple of them, and every single one rock solid, phenomenal detents, great cutting performance, great slicing, and to be honest, I'm going to call it WE, you know, but because I've tested more WE's D2, which is still going to be Sencut because it's the same company. But regardless, even with Sencut, their D2 is actually done pretty well. If I was going to rate all the companies D2 together that was mass-produced D2 from overseas, Sencut or Knifeco or CIVI, whatever you want to call it, is the one who wins that. Deep carry clip that is not inset, but it does have flat screws and is reversible. And yeah, just a phenomenal knife. Lightweight, like I said, nice large knife. Now, another one that if you like the price range of this one, right? You know, like I said, under 50 bucks, 40-some dollars. Check out this one. This is the Arc Blast. If you like a smaller knife, you know, like we were talking about this one. This one's like 65 bucks. This is basically the same company, but this being more compact, much more compact, and might be more your size, because everybody's going to be different, you know, in what they want. But both of these are equally as solid, equally as everything, just the size is difference. The one difference, well, another difference would be 9CR and D2. So this is more of a stainless, this is more of a non-stainless. Both of them hold a good edge. D2 tends to hold a little bit better of an edge, but doesn't matter. Both of them are going to be good. And this is a hollow grind. So you're going to get, you have really good cutting geometry, very thin behind the edge. It's going to be easy to sharpen. You have a solid aluminum handle. It's a solid aluminum handle that still will fit a 4-finger grip. You know, it's tight, but you can definitely do it. And again, they kill it with their button locks. So can't recommend the Arc Blast or the Serene enough. Both of them are phenomenal knives. Now, the next one. Not quite a budget knife, but you're right around there. It's right around the $100 mark. Just depends on when and where you get it, because the price has gone up and down, down and up. This is the Drop Bear from Kaiser, and I think that this is one of their best models they've ever produced. And this exact version, like there's 100 different options. Like they have fat carbon fiber, titanium, all different types of steels, S45, 20 CV, LC200N, tons of steels. Get this one, the 154 CM version in solid or with the aluminum handles. So this one, for some reason, in my opinion, just feels like the best one. I've had every single version and I liked all the other versions, but one, Kaiser does a good job with their 154 CM. So when you're talking about their super steels and stuff, I think they do a better job with their mid-grade steels than they do with their super steels. Not that the super steels won't outcut the mid-grade steels, but you know, if you were going to compare the heat treatments and stuff. But the action, the way this thing feels, the comfortability in the hand, the weight, it all feels so good from the drop bear. I think the drop bear is an easy recommended knife. And again, they are killing it. Kaiser is killing it with the crossbar locks. They are leading with the crossbar locks. Theirs is a clutch lock, so you can adjust it to how strong you want it. You know, whether or not you want the tension nice and strong, or if you want it a little bit lighter. This to me is one, like if you were gonna put it in like a group of knives, the Bug Out, the Hogue Deca, the Drop Bear, you know, and then a few other models, it would sit right there in that arena, and it sits very comfortably, and in some cases might even be the better performer. Depends. The Deca is gonna outcut all of them, but you know, you get some great materials with this one for the money, and that's what I'm accounting to. And then last, let's do the last one. The last one is going to be Sharpy Designs. Now these are much more expensive, but well, around $350 to $425. That's usually where Sharpy Designs lasts. We have the Apex, we have the Derecho, and then we have the, what is it, the Micro Evo? I think that's what it's called. Am I wrong about that? I do have one more sitting right here. And this one's not available right now. I might be selling one pretty soon. It was a CAVOL exclusive. Hopefully they'll get more of these because this was an awesome model. But I do have one other one that's not the CAVOL exclusive. But like I said, I think these ones are sold out right now. But these three are available. Different inlay materials, just depending on what you want. Personally, for me, like with these, I freaking love the derecho. Well, Sharpy Designs. So if you guys don't know, Brian Nadeau is one of the best custom knife makers in America. Like he just absolutely dominates. Like he's right. He's up there. There's Sharpy Designs or Brian Nadeau, and then everybody else. In a lot of people's opinions. Like I'm not saying that's everybody's opinion, but the point is that he would be in almost everybody's top 10 or top 5. He is really good. And so when you get him to design a production knife with Riat, so these are all made by Riat, because he's such a good knife maker, he can easily, you know, design obviously knives, and Riat just absolutely knocks like OEM work out of the park. So his knives always come extremely well done. The biggest one I had an issue with was this one, and it was because of the clip placement. Don't ever put the clip on the spine like that. It's just painful in the hand. It's still a good looking knife. It's still a great functioning knife, but they didn't do as well because of that clip, but it's still okay. But the Harpoon Warncliffe Hawkbill blade, or sorry, Harpoon Deep Hollow Ground Hawkbill blade is just nasty, man. Look at this tip. This thing is nasty, and it cuts like a beast. Then this guy is a little bit more classy. It comes in a drop point or the Harpoon Tonto. I love a good Harpoon Tonto. I think that just looks beautiful. Gorgeous knife, and great action. It uses the Brian Nadeau's detent nub. If you're looking for a premium knife and you want a great one, and you want to just know that you're going to get the best of the best, you're going to get, you know, the top tier, right, for the money, check out Sharpy Designs. Sharpy Designs killing it. Riat is, you know, killing it. Brian Nadeau's killing it. And you're gonna get what you pay for. You're gonna get what you want from it. Meaning, like, you know, a lot of times when you buy an expensive knife and you spend the big dollars, you know, you spend over $250, over $350, sometimes things can be hyped up and they can kind of disappoint you when you get them. Sharpy Designs, I don't think you're gonna have that problem. And I think any one of these knives from this video you will be happy with if you do not have them yet. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.